What if I told you that being lazy isn't your biggest problem, but actually the secret key to becoming more productive? What if doing less could help you achieve more? Today's video is going to completely change the way you look at laziness and procrastination, and it might just be the permission slip you've been waiting for. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a book that challenges everything you've been taught about hard work. The Art of Laziness. Overcome procrastination and improve your productivity by Library Mindset. This isn't your typical productivity book that preaches working harder, longer, and faster. Instead, it teaches you how to work smarter, reduce unnecessary effort, and finally break free from the cycle of procrastination without burning out. So, if you often find yourself feeling tired, distracted, or guilty for not doing enough, then this video is for you. Let's get started. The first big idea of the book is simple but incredibly powerful. Laziness is not a character flaw, it's a signal. The author explains that most of us aren't lazy by nature. We procrastinate because we are overwhelmed, mentally exhausted, or working without a clear direction. Think about it. When your brain feels overloaded with too many tasks, too much pressure, or a goal that feels impossibly huge, it goes into self-preservation mode. It tries to protect you by avoiding the task altogether. We label this feeling as laziness, but it's actually mental resistance. Instead of fighting this feeling with force and self-criticism, which only makes it worse, the book suggests we should get curious about it. We need to understand it. The next time you feel that pull to procrastinate, ask yourself, why am I avoiding this task? Is it too big and intimidating? Is it incredibly boring? Is it vague and unclear? So I don't even know where to start. Once you identify the real reason behind your resistance, the feeling of laziness starts to lose its power over you. It's not about forcing yourself to do something. It's about making the task doable in the first place. This leads us to the next critical point. Why hard work alone just doesn't work. The book takes a strong stance against the hustle culture mindset that glorifies being busy all the time. Working longer hours doesn't automatically equal better results. In fact, it often leads to the exact opposite: burnout, chronic stress, and even more procrastination. When you constantly push yourself without proper rest, your productivity slowly grinds to a halt. Your ability to focus weakens. Your motivation disappears. You end up staring at a screen for hours, achieving nothing. The author explains that true productivity isn't about time management. It's about energy management. If your energy is low, even a simple task like answering an email can feel like climbing a mountain. But when your energy is high, you can power through your most important work in a fraction of the time. That's why the philosophy of lazy productivity focuses on doing the right work, not just more work. It's about protecting your energy so you can use it where it counts. And this brings us to one of the most liberating lessons in the book: the power of doing less. You do not need to do everything. You only need to do what truly matters. Most of us waste so much of our precious time and energy on low-value tasks. These are the things that make us look and feel busy but don't actually move our lives or careers forward in any meaningful way. It's like running on a treadmill, lots of motion, but you're not going anywhere. The book encourages you to become a ruthless editor of your own life and identify your essential tasks. These are the small handful of actions that will create the biggest results. This is the 80-20 principle in action. 20% of your efforts often yield 80% of your outcomes. So, instead of writing a gigantic, overwhelming to-do list every day, focus on just 1, 2, 3 truly important tasks. When your list is shorter, your mind feels lighter and clearer. And when your mind feels lighter, procrastination loses its grip. Consistently doing a few important things is far more powerful than trying to do everything once and then giving up in exhaustion. So, how do you tackle those big, important tasks that still feel intimidating? The book introduces a brilliant strategy: breaking tasks down into lazy-sized steps. Procrastination almost always kicks in when a task feels too big. For example, the goal: write a 10-page report feels heavy and stressful. Your brain immediately wants to run away. But what about the goal: open the document? That feels easy, almost too easy to say no to. The book suggests starting with the smallest possible action, something so simple and non-threatening that your brain doesn't have a chance to resist it. Maybe it's put on your workout shoes, not go for a 5-mile run. Or write one sentence, not write the first chapter. Once you take that first tiny step, something magical happens. Momentum starts to build naturally. You don't need to wait for a lightning bolt of motivation to strike you. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. This is the secret weapon of how lazy people actually get more done. They make the starting line so easy to cross that they just start. Now, Relying on motivation can be a roller coaster. Some days you feel on top of the world, and other days you can't even get out of bed. The author explains that motivation is completely unreliable. If your productivity depends on how you feel on any given day, you're setting yourself up for a constant struggle. Instead of chasing motivation, the book recommends building simple systems. Systems are the reliable bedrock of productivity. They work even when you don't feel like it. For example, you can create a system like having a fixed time to start your work each day, maintaining a clean, distraction-free workspace, deciding on your top priority for the next day before you go to bed, scheduling short, regular breaks into your work blocks. When these systems are in place, you remove the need for constant decision-making. You don't have to debate with yourself about what to do next. You just follow your routine. Lazy productivity is effective because it removes friction and saves your precious mental energy for the work itself. And speaking of energy, one of the most refreshing ideas in this book is its perspective on rest. For many of us, rest is a reward. It's something you earn after you've finished all your work. But this book flips that idea on its head. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. It's the fuel you need in order to work well in the first place. Without proper rest, your brain becomes slow, foggy, and resistant. And that's a perfect recipe for procrastination. The book passionately encourages guilt-free rest. This means taking short breaks during your workday, getting a full night of quality sleep, and scheduling time completely away from screens and work. It's about respecting your body and mind's natural limits. When you start treating rest as a non-negotiable part of your productivity process, you'll find that your focus, creativity, and efficiency naturally improve. You're not being lazy, you're being strategic. So, what is the real message of the Art of Laziness? At its core, it's not about avoiding work. It's about avoiding unnecessary effort. It's about being more intentional. When you stop trying to force yourself through sheer willpower, when you focus only on what truly matters, and when you learn to work with your energy instead of constantly fighting against it, productivity becomes simpler and more sustainable. You don't need to become a workaholic to be successful. You just need to become a smart, strategic, and lazy worker. The Art of Laziness teaches us that by doing less, thinking with more clarity, and resting properly, we can actually achieve more than we ever thought possible, all without the stress and burnout. If you enjoyed this summary and want to dive deeper into these game-changing ideas, I highly recommend reading the full book, The Art of Laziness by Library Mindset. It's a quick read, packed with actionable advice. You can find the purchase link in the description below. Buying the book is the best way to support the author and really master these concepts. If this video helped you see your laziness in a new light, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more book summaries that can change your life. Thanks for watching, and remember, smart laziness is powerful laziness. See you in the next video.